Good morning, everybody, and happy Friday. Today is December 8th. I'm Kathy, and welcome to Yarn with Heart. During December, I will be opening Advent gifts from Cambridge Fiber Limited each Friday. That will be a second bonus video, so if you like, you can watch here and then zip over to that second video. Today in this yarn chat, I will be sharing about a crocheted and knit Christmas gift ready for wrapping, and 2 blankets that are both finished items. One blanket is a baby blanket and the second one is a granny square blanket. Welcome back, and thank you so much to everyone who is returning. And thank you so much for taking the time to pop back. Anyone who is new, so happy you stopped in, and warm welcome. I appreciate you all so much. Today's first item that I'm going to talk about is a Bernat Fruity Stripes crochet baby blanket. This is something I started November 10th. And I set it aside to work on a few other items that I don't think they were really more pressing, but maybe I got partway through this one and it was the berry stitch all the way through, and then I needed to take a little break from doing that particular stitch. So I got back to it this week, and I also did this lovely border, which I really enjoy doing. It's really got a lot of texture to the border. So this Bernat Fruity Stripes crochet baby blanket is by Hannah Brown McKay from Daisy Farm Crafts. It's free on Yarnspirations. The finished blanket is 31 inches in width and 34 inches in length. I used a 6mm hook when I did the blanket. And I used the colors Little Mouse and Little Trees from Bernat, the Softy Baby yarn. I really do enjoy the feel of this yarn, and the texture of the stitch makes it really nice for a little one. I'll be donating this one to Casting Off the Cold, and I'm sure it'll keep a little one really warm next winter. This will be one of the 2024 donations. I had some leftover yarn, and so I made a matching hat to go with. And this hat is the basic infant hat. It comes in 4 sizes. It's by April Moreland from the Left Side of Crochet. It's free on her blog. 4.5mm crochet hook, and I used Bernat Softy Baby again in Little Mouse and Little Trees. The size I did is the newborn size for 7 pounds plus. Yeah, so this has a cute little scallop on the border, but it also comes with an option to do a different less scalloped trim. All of these patterns will be typed out in the description if someone would like to try the patterns for themselves. So you'll be able to easily find how to access those. The second one that I'll talk about today is the Zigzag Hexagon. This one was by Krista from the Secret Yarnery. I watched her tutorial video, and the original was for a hexagon. I adjusted it, modified it to make squares, and I used my 8 wraps per inch scrap bag to make the squares. I think what I'll do is make a picture and put the picture up in the corner of my finished blanket. I did for myself have to learn some things as I was making this one. I needed to take the squares apart and rework them because I was using scraps. My squares didn't turn out to be exactly the same size. So I ended up measuring them and finding some of them were smaller than 6 inches. And so I had to finish some of them with a final row around of single crochet and some of them with a final row around of half double crochet to be sure that they were all very close to 6 inches in size. And then I finished all of them with a row of the eggshell in half double crochet. And that row of half double crochet around each square was so that they would look nicer when they were joined. I did purchase, the thing that I did actually purchase was Red Heart with Love in eggshell so that I could use it for all of these joining and the finishing border around the outside. When I was first joining this, they were buckling up, and that was something else that was a learning curve for me. At first, when I was joining, I was trying to join in the back loops to give a decorative edge. I tore that apart and decided to do a slip stitch join in the top loops of each square as I was laying them right side up so that it's flatter. Still pretty, but not buckling now. So the last thing that I learned as I was going along was as I was doing the final row all the way around the blanket, in the corners, to make them look pretty in each corner, I did single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, and then finally I finished it with a second row in slip stitches in the back loop only, all the way around. And that's my blanket, and this one is on its way to the Boggy Creek Camp. It finished at about 40 inches square, and I think that will be the size, one of the sizes that Boggy Creek Camp is hoping for their camp. So that's the second one of my finished items for this week. The final item to talk about with you is a kit that I started working on some time ago, and I completed because I'd like it for a Christmas gift for someone. This was a kit that I purchased from Mary Maxim. It's a towel and dishcloth set. I had worked on the towel portion previously. The towel I did in knit, and when I got the kit, I got it in a color country red, and I'm unsure what needles size I used when I knit this towel. There's the stitch pattern there. It's very pretty stitch, and it came with a button. Now this week I used some of the yarn from my Cambridge Fibers Advent box to crochet a dishcloth, and I used the crochet portion of this kit to do a little dishcloth to go with this. So it'll be 2 pieces to give to someone, and this I used a 5mm hook for the dishcloth, and again yarn from my Advent box. So those are my items for this week, and again I will put the links, I will put the information to those patterns in the description box below. So I hope that if you're interested in seeing the yarns that arrived from my second week of Advent items, that you'll pop over to my other video. And to everyone, thank you so much for joining me here. Have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy your crochet, enjoy your knitting, and I hope to see you next Friday.